Greetings, fellow members of the Flathead Society. Today, I have just a quick impressions video for you guys. I got a few buds in all at once, and I don't think I'm gonna do a full review for all of them. So I figured I'll just do pure sound impressions on each one, and then let you know which ones are gonna get a full review, because one of them will, maybe two. And based on those initial impressions, if they would be just an immediate skip for me, or maybe something that I would want to revisit at some point. So first, let's go ahead and start off with this guy right here. This guy. This is the Venture Electronics Zen Su. If you're wondering why this is sealed away in a Pelican case and wrapped in bubble wrap, well, they cost $3,000 and a cat lives here. Hopefully that clears things up. Overall, the set sounds pretty good. Like, you can tell that it has some of, that higher end Venture Electronics characteristics to it. But I think out of the three, Sun Copper, Azura Pure White Shining, and the Zen Su might be my least favorite one, which might just be, cope because it's so expensive. But immediately the main glaring issue I had with it just felt very compressed in the mid-range. It was most apparent with female vocals. Again, that could be my tracks, some mastering, mixing, but I've noticed this characteristic in Venture Electronics higher end buds. It's almost like the mid-range is boosted and then plateaus, and everything just kind of hits a wall there. Like female body, it's not that kind of video. Female vocals are full, almost husky. They have a lot of body to them, but then they kind of just hit a wall. They don't have that upper ended intensity or that airiness. They kind of just stay flat. And that's something that was very apparent on the Zen Su. But other than that, it had some pretty good dynamics everywhere else. The mid bass was very nice. It was just like very impactful, very strong, assertive. Sub bass extension was okay. I would give it average for a bud. And then treble was the same thing. It was okay, extended okay, and overall just more on the neutral side. Overall, the set just gave me a lot of like mid-range focus vibes, and that was my least favorite part of the set. So it's just like, oh, not for me. This one's an easy skip for me, and not just because of the price, I swear. But again, techs are very good just overall. Like, there's decent separation, good amount of details, just has that usual Venture Electronics kind of bluntiness, roundness to the sound, and that mid-range. It's just not for me. And now moving on to the next set. This is the TGX Ear Revelstoke. It's not the Revelstroker, as I've been calling it, apparently. Apparently, there's no R there. Well, unfortunately, this is Jim's first miss with me. The immediate glaring issue I had with the set was that treble. It is pretty boosted, and so much so that after listening to it for like 20 minutes, I actually got some ear fatigue. Whenever I listened to the Revelstoke, I had to do it in short bursts. So I would listen to it, put it away for a bit. I had to take a break, come back, listen to it again. And it was the same type of ear fatigue I get with those sets that are very boosted in the upper treble frequency. So it's not like immediately harsh and unlistenable, but after listening for a bit, I can feel it, the fatigue's settling in. Techs are top tier, just like what you expect from TGX earbuds, especially in this price range. I believe this set is $450. Bass wasn't as front-ended as most buds are. And what I mean by that is just like, when I say front-ended, I mean that it's more focused on the initial impact and mid bass, less so on the sub bass. And then when I say back-ended, I mean more rumble, more sub bass presence, less of the mid bass impact. So there was less of that mid bass, but extends very well into the sub bass, and the way it was done, it just made it sound very well balanced overall, which I really enjoyed. Sub bass just didn't have like that full ripply visceral effect, but it was there. Mid range, mostly vocals. The best way I can describe it, sweet. Like it was just very nice, smooth mid-range, and felt very, very good. Sounded correct, sounded balanced. And then going into the treble, mid treble, like I mentioned before, there was a good amount of mid treble. It's very aggressive in that area, and it makes for very aggressive placement on imaging. Like it's like demanding your attention whenever some sounds come through. It's just a sharp attempt at your attention. It's just like calling out to you, grabbing your attention, pulling you this way, then pulling you that way. It's very assertive in that regard. And then going into the air, treble extends okay. It's just a lot of it. It felt a little splashy on some stuff, like especially cymbals. So overall, this set just ended up not being for me either. It's an easy skip for me. I think it's priced well, like according to performance, it's fine. It's just I can't handle it. So mostly skill on my behalf. If you've tried this set, let me know in the comments what your experience was, because I did see some people were saying that it was on the darker end, and I'm just like, this is not dark for me. I usually can handle treble quite fine actually, but this set I just couldn't. All right, next set, we're going to talk about this guy. I was going to leave him to the end, but I feel like this is more exciting than the other two sets I'm going to talk about. This is the BGVP DX7. Very pleasant surprise with this set. I actually got it today, and then I've been using it pretty much the entire day. You know, listen a couple hours, take a break, revisit, a couple more hours, take a break, revisit. I did that like 4 or 5 times today. So I already have like 6-8 hours into that set alone today. I have a lot of free time sometimes. Initial impression was not impressive. There was nothing glaring or captivating about it right out of the box. But as I got to use it more and got to know it a little bit more, it's really nice. So overall, the set I find is mid-range focused for me. Not because it rolls off too much. It actually extends very well to the sub bass, and the treble extends pretty well. It's just not really boosted in those regions. So a lot of the focus is just in that mid-range, especially with female vocals. They almost sounded shouty sometimes. So some people might find them shouty, but to me, it was just fine. But overall, they were very clean. They sounded technically capable, and at $100 they were actually quite impressive once I got to know them. Again, they just sounded normal at first, and then once you got to know those little subtle nuances, really impressive. And I'm really excited to test that out. That is one that I will be doing a full review on. Just a preview, because I did a lot of A/Bing also. It was basically a cleaner, slightly leaner, more technical version of the Alpha 3s for me. It still had, you know, a good amount of that mid bass, and it extended into the sub bass just as well, maybe even a little bit better. Just wasn't as bright in the mid treble, and then extended better into the upper treble. Definitely one that you might want to keep an eye out for. All right, next we're going to talk about the Moondrop U2. So immediately, first impression on the set, it's okay. It sounds like a budget bud. The thing is, to me, it's not priced as a budget bud, because to me, once you get past like $10, that's not a budget bud no more. To me, that's mid-range. There is so many good budget buds out there, a lot of good options, but overall, quite hazy, and rolled off in the sub bass, rolled off in the treble. Mid bass was nice. It had a good amount of substance and authority with it. Mid range was okay. There was just that constant even haziness, and I would consider this like muddy. The mid bass was veiling a lot of the mid range. But overall, fun set. $35, easy skip for me. I would not buy this for $35. I would not recommend anybody buy it for $35. It being Moondrop, it might be more accessible to some. I do like seeing mainstream brands doing Flatheads. So thank you, Moondrop, for, you know, dropping one for the homies, but we need something better. Just a small comparison, the purple Vito that I have somewhere around here sounded better than this. It just was cleaner, still had, you know, that umph in the bass region, and was more pleasant, and it cost like $3, $5 or something around there. All right, so final set I wanted to talk about today is this guy right here, which on the back of the box, it says Monk 2.0S. but on the shell, it says B2S. So Monk V2S or 2.0S, I'm not sure which one it is. This one came with a balanced 4.4 millimeter connection. Following up on the U2, these are slightly better than the U2, just similar kind of vibe, you know, that some haziness, some roll off, overall quite dull, a little bit closer to the Purple Vito. Out of those three, the U2, in my opinion, was the worst sounding one, and then you would get to the Monk 2, and then you would get to the Vito. Vito beat both of those. But the good qualities about the Monk is that it comes in 4.4, so if that's something that you value, you have that option. And then build quality is better than Vito, at least. U2 probably has the best build quality out of the three. Monk, just a slight downgrade in sound overall than the Purple Vito, but definitely something decent at $20. Like, it's, if you can pick it up on a sale or something, it's not bad, but it's not as good as the Purple Vito or the Yincrow X6, which the Yincrow X6 is just amazing. You know, it's just so well balanced, and it's such a great set at a very affordable price. I even advise a lot of people to just skip the Vitos. If you know MX500 shells are going to work for you, just get the X6. Save the few dollars on the Vitos unless you want some like beater sets or you're trying to demo the shape of the shell and see if it fits. But that's it, guys. Quick short impressions. We will be working on the DX7 review very soon. Very excited for that one because I really like that set. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoy the content and want to make sure you don't miss out on any more Flathead videos, consider subscribing to the channel. And that's it for me, guys. And until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye.